Okay. Testing, testing. Fingers crossed it's gonna work. Fingers crossed and all that. I think we're back. Okay. Hey guys, I'm Ray and we're streaming blacksmithing. I have been having super issues with my internet today. As you guys have seen already. So yeah, that's kind of what pushed me back a little bit. Just trying to reset the router and reset my little pod things because I have this little chain that yeah. Anyway, hey guys, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining me today. So Friday I did have a lot of internet issues and I had no stability. So what we did was we started to work on grinding and filing the scissor blades. And we only got to play for about 20 minutes, at least together. I spent another few hours, an hour and a half ish, working on the one that I did. So I'm going to undo it and I'm going to show it to you guys. And then after that, we're going to do another, or the other side today is what we're going to do. Goodness gracious brains. Sorry, I got woken up at like stupid o'clock this morning and I could not get back to sleep. So I'm a little bit loopy today. But we're only doing grinding really, so I think we'll be all right. So this is what I've got done so far. So you can see there's like a little gap right here, and then we need to work a little bit further on the transition between the handle and the blade. So we're going to put this one aside for the moment, and we're going to start working on this side. So there's a major issue with this one, and the reason for that is the handle is twisted. So what we're going to do is turn on the forge and the little forge. Then we're going to twist this back so everything is all nice and lined up. And then we are going to start grinding and filing on this guy. So it's going to be a little bit of a boring day. Ugh. Oh no. All right, I think I'm back. For the moment. I have no idea what's going on. Like, I have like super, super high connectivity until it bleeps out like that. And I'm not sure if it is like I think it has something to do with the storm. We are like super, super windy and there's like a light dusting of snow. So yesterday it was like 70 degrees outside. So we've got some kind of wind and storm. We need some luck. Luck of the Irish today. Can't wait till tomorrow. Exactly. So we do have an ad starting in about 20 seconds or so. So I'm going to actually start up the mini forge and we'll see what we can get done. Like I said, we are going to stick this guy inside the forge and kind of twist it. Hey, Lexi, welcome to the stream. It is super early for you today. Super duper. You know what? I forgot to hit the record function, but that's all right. All right, let's do this. Fingers crossed we work today. Okay, so there's that. And the internet right now. And it claims it's successful, but I still don't have the internet right now, so I have no clue what's going on. All right, well, am I back? Apologies, super apologies. Hopefully this stabilizes. If it doesn't, then I guess what's going to happen is we are going to look into figuring out what's going on. And I will make sure that the next time I have some kind of stability going, I will get the butler in on this and we will make sure. All right. Because I don't really want to start streaming and then not be able to continue streaming. I really need to get this the Scissor done, really, because I'm starting to run low on videos, and I don't want to have to postpone it anymore. All right. Gotta make some hammer noises with the ISP. Yes. I'm gonna beat up the ISP. Honestly, I still think that it's the wires, because our internet, we don't have fiber in the ground. We have internet that's like up above, but they are also putting fiber in down the street. So they're finally laying fiber down our street, and hopefully we'll be able to connect to it once they're finished with it. But for the meantime, we have a above ground connection, and it's stupid windy. Like I said, I'm also concerned that they might actually be messing with it a little bit, since they are putting in fiber down the street that way. It is one of the things I think that they are doing with that overpass. How I've been talking and complaining about the 1-lane road. I think that's one of the things they're doing. They're doing that everywhere in the world, except in Germany. We will stick with our old telephone wires for a couple more decades. I mean, yeah. Fiber is great, when you've already got it in and you can connect to it. But when they're putting it in, it's a pain in the butt. Oh, we're back to unstable, according to the thing. I think we're still connected, though, so I think we should be all right. Okay. Law. I'm going to move this out of the way for the moment. And pull this out of here. I'm not going to change the camera view or anything. I just want to twist this. We'll see what we can do with that. Actually, you know what? I need to twist the other side. So I guess I did this backwards. I'm a smarty, guys. I'm a smarty. Alrighty. We'll try and heat up the other side, and then we'll untwist it. Goodness. Fiber is great when you've had too much cheese. Well, I suppose that's for normal people, but you know what? I've got lactose intolerance, so I do not have that problem when I eat lots of cheese. I have water. Eventually, I'm going to set my water on the anvil, because it's going to be more convenient while we are, using the files and stuff. But for the moment, I don't really have a good place for it. Okay. But yeah, so today, like I said, it's going to be a little bit on the boring side as far as trying not to trip on things. No, as far as what we're doing overall with what is happening? Oh, it's totally because I tripped over the cord and I unplugged it by accident. Goodness gracious. I'm doing so well today. Oh, between my internet and the lack of sleep, goodness gracious, we're having a day. Let's hope that we stabilize internet-wise, and then I actually wake up. Alrighty. Let's do this time. Pull that out. We'll use the anvil, I think. All right, that's about what we want to see. Mostly we're just here because we want to be able to lay this flat on top of our jig. So we should be good to go now. So I'm going to turn off the forge. Because like I said, we really aren't doing terribly much actual forging today. Mostly, we're just going to be doing let it sit on the anvil for a while, then resell it as original goldsmithing workshop water, right? That could totally work. I could sell that, you know? Specialty water. Okay. So how I have this kind of set up is that what I've been doing is putting these on like so, and then flipping that over there. Then, let's see, this is actually a little bit on the hot side, so I may not want to do this just yet. Let me sit it on the anvil so that it has a chance to cool down just a hair. I don't mind hot filing, and hot filing is great. But in this case, I have, I've got like little plastic things and I don't want to melt them onto my angle iron. So we're just going to wait just a hair for that to cool down a little bit. But yeah, so basically we're setting this on the top, sticking the angle iron on top of that. Then we are going to be clamping it like so. And we also need to clamp it on the closer side to me. That way it doesn't shimmy back and forth. What'd I do? There it went. But yeah, so this is, and I'll kind of show you guys. Let me move the camera, and that way you guys can kind of see where I am on the other one. So you can kind of see that it's kind of shiny. I got a little spot right there. Yep, I dropped it. And right there, and then a little bit there. So we're getting there. It's pretty darn flat. I do want to spend a little bit of time shaping the edges a little bit, you know, and obviously we're going to have to sharpen this side too. And we will be drilling holes right in here for the pivot point. Speaking of pivot point and holes, you know what I left in the house? Hot filing means closing and open cases before they turn cold. Something like that. Give me half a second, I apologize. I did leave my pivot or my bolts in the house. I wanted to show them to you. So I wanted to make or have the best chance for success. I wanted to have the best chance of success for our scissors. And I figured that being able to open and adjust the scissors is going to give us our best chance. So I went onto Amazon because, you know, Amazon is the place that everybody always goes. And I bought a replacement scissor pivot point. So like these are specifically scissor screws. And let me show them to you a little bit closer up. So they look like this. There's two little washers, and they keep the two edges from going through the hole. And then there's also like a little bit here. It's like a little spring. So it holds it nice and tight on us. So hopefully we can apply this to the scissors after we punch that hole, or I guess not punch it. We're going to drill it because I'm a lot better at drilling than I am. I'm a lot better at drilling than I am punching. I have this habit of just like moving things around, and they look ugly, and they're not quite gonna sit together. It's just gonna be easier for me if I do, you know, machining stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as, you know, how we're gonna stick them together. Apologies, the weather is kind of affecting me a little bit when it comes to my breathing a little bit. So yeah, once this cools down just a little bit further, we are going to be starting to file. I think I dropped, yes I did, I dropped this guy. And so that's going to sit like so. This is going to sit like so. And the scissor is going to be inside there. We're going to start by using the angle grinder just to get rid of like some of the lumps and bumps, the big stuff. And then we will move over to our really thick grit file. And yeah, that's pretty much all we're going to be doing today. It's just filing, unfortunately. So I will be answering all questions. You know, it's going to be like an Ask Me Anything today. You guys have the floor on what we're going to talk about today. I've got a few topics that I can talk about, but, you know, I think that because I don't have a lot to talk about on the actual piece, I might start running out of stuff. So if you've got any interesting questions, comments, things that you guys did this weekend that were, you know, fun, you know, feel free to share. For me this weekend, like I said, I kind of worked a little bit on our one side of our scissor blade, and, you know, we're getting there. Another thing that we did this weekend was we patched our roof. So we've been having a lot of trouble with a leak. And we knew that it was supposed to storm and rain a whole bunch on Sunday. And so I had the butler get up on the roof, and yeah, it was pretty successful. We ended up not having any leakage last night, which is awesome. And that has been, you know, a thing that we've had happen to us a lot lately, is that the roof has been leaking in the living room, and I'm like terrified that it's going to end up cracking and falling and stuff. All right. Slideshow mode. Oh no. That's not cool. I'm sorry. Yeah, we're in that time, aren't we? Apologies. We're back. Okay. All right. So the next thing that I'm going to do is we are going to do a little bit of grinding, like I said, on this straightaway. There's a few lumps and bumps that I want to get out with the, power tool. And then we will go in and just file to make sure that it's real nice and flat. Okay, just a momentary burp. That's good. That's what I like to hear. If I've got anything at all, I'd rather it be like something small, like a little hiccup here and there. Okay, so I am going to unplug the heater for half a second because I don't want to exacerbate the problem by blowing a circuit. And then, let's see, I'm going to focus our camera a little bit. Just a little bit. I think we're all right. Okay, there's that. And I guess I need this. Have a daughter that wants to do metal art and went out and got her a welding certificate. Would you recommend learning more traditional blacksmithing for more creative artwork? Honestly, I would say that blacksmithing is great, but welding and fabrication are also great. It's kind of like, what direction does she want to take her art? Both can work together to make some amazing pieces, or you could do one or the other and not even touch the, you could just be a blacksmith and not really touch welding. I mean, it's, not common, but, you could. Or you could not touch blacksmithing and just be a fabricator. And whatever you do, you can honestly make some absolutely gorgeous pieces. I personally was not satisfied with just fabrication, and so I learned blacksmithing. But, like I said, it's kind of, what direction do you want to take your art? Reconnection successful. All right, well, it looks like I've got a reconnection. Refresh. Alrighty. And then I think I'm going to do that one. All right. So we've got some instability. I apologize for that profusely, but unfortunately, I think that's just how it's going to be today, unfortunately. Okay. So we've got a good start. What I've done is I have angle ground the very top, just so that it's a little bit easier of a start. I'm back. Yes, I am currently back. For the moment. Hopefully it stays that way. Apologies. Like I said, I'm having some issues. We had a huge storm last night. There's still quite a bit of wind going on. I'm based in the Midwest, so that giant storm system that has been all over the news, that's where I am. I'm a little bit on the south side, so like I don't actually have too terribly much in the way of snow necessarily, but I've got like super lots of wind, unfortunately. All right, so I am putting on another clamp. I think I might start it from over here because it's starting to shimmy back and forth a little bit. Is it gonna work? It was working the last time. There we go. In which direction is the storm system from where you are? Up. Yeah, we got a lot of wind last night, and it was just moving the trees and everything. It was awful. So yeah, let me grab a couple of things. So I think we're probably going to be spending most of our time with this view, just so that you can kind of see a little bit of what's going on. with the scissor blade, but you can also, I can kind of see you guys and you can see me. So yeah. Yeah, that storm system passed through there yesterday. The temp dropped 30 degrees behind from the front. Kind of chilly now. Yes, it was 70 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday. And today it is below 30 Fahrenheit. And I'm just like, ugh, I cannot. It's awful. I hate it when it does that. Do you get any new yard ornaments or decorations this morning? I got a plastic bag that somehow blew into my yard, but I think that's about it. So we are going to be doing a bit of filing because I want to make sure that this is like completely flat. Hey, Dr. Optimal. I'm doing all right. We are not doing much in the way of smacking metal today. Mostly we're going to be filing some metal. This is not my favoriteest thing in the world to do, but you know, it's got to be done, you know? I need to be able to fit these two blades together, and so they need to be perfectly flat, which is why we're using a hand file, because if we use the hand file, then we can kind of stop before we start getting major problems. We can kind of watch it as it develops. So the last one took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours to get where it is currently. And so I'm expecting that's how long it's going to take this side as well. I might get impatient a little bit later on in the stream and do a little bit more of work with the grinding or with the angle grinder, but I think it's all right. I think we'll continue working this way for most of the day at least. So we've got an ad starting up here soon. I'm not really going to be stopping what we're doing today for ads and things like that, just because if I do, I'm not really going to have enough time to get it all done. So, all right. I have not done this kind of filing for so many years, not since I was a jeweler. This is the same kind of type of filing I used to do when I was working with gold. So you can kind of see, maybe, I don't know, you might be able to see, there's some divots in here that are, you know, there's like one right here. There's a couple like really low there and some there. So basically we're just trying to start, it's going to start at the edges and then it's going to get lower and lower and we're going to start getting rid of the dips. All right, we finally reconnected, but I'm just, ugh. Annoying. Yeah, I think what happened, I think it's the wind. All right. I don't know. I really hate to like cut us off super early like this. But I also don't want you guys to have to sit through me like blinking in and out over and over. And I really hate doing that, you know? We haven't even, it's like we barely have had any time at all. So fingers crossed that we stabilize, but if it, um, well, tell the wind to stop it, right? Yeah. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to keep on keeping on. And um, if we blink out again, I'm probably going to stop streaming. I'm not going to stop filing though, because I do need to get this done. You'll see the filing in the video on YouTube once I post it there. And it will be probably the week after next. Next week will be a different video, and then the week after should be this one. Wednesday, we will be continuing to work on this if that is, the internet is back. Don't matter to me, just sitting here for the afternoon. Well, I appreciate the support, you know. I'm kind of sitting here for the afternoon as well. So hopefully, you know, the internet doesn't blink out again and we can keep on keeping on. So we're actually starting to make some good progress already. If you can, I don't know if you guys can see because I've got the highest angle I can, but there is a hole right there and a hole right there, but we've got some nice smooth area coming in through there. We do have a large hole there, and that'll start getting smaller as we continue working. Hopefully we'll also get that tip worked out as we keep going. I know, I'm just trying to get stuff done. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna end this stream for the day. Apologies. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. But I will post this in my Twitch chat. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna stop streaming. Apologies. Oh, we hear you. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think because I just can't keep a stable connection, I'll probably end the stream. I can raid off so you guys can see something more or something else, something a little bit more consistent. We've got Mirror Mac. How about that? Thank you guys so much for joining me, and I hope that Wednesday I will have this all figured out. So I'm sorry. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hopefully I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks so much for your support. I'm sorry. Hopefully I will be back on Wednesday. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.